Now from Jerusalem is Mark Regev, the Israeli Prime Minister's spokesman. You say it's the deal of the century. John Kerry says there is no deal yet. Who's lying?
No, we said there are proposals on the table which are of great concern, and we think there should be caution. We think there should be skepticism. We think that if Iran gets the sanctions lifted at this stage, that's for them the deal of the century. They get their yellow cake and they get to eat it too. They get the sanctions lifted and they still maintain the capacity to build nuclear weapons at a time of their choosing.
You see, what they point out is that the country with nuclear weapons is Israel. The country with chemical weapons is Israel. The country that is accused in the last few days of striking one of its neighbours, Syria, is Israel. The country that isn't signed up to the non-proliferation treaty is Israel. I mean, there's a little hypocrisy here, isn't there?
Oh, not at all. I think if you look at Israel, we're the only multi-party democracy, we're the only free country in the region. Just this week, a former foreign minister had to go through a series of trials and came out of it okay. This is the only country where we have a free press, where we have civil rights, where all people are treated equally. That's Israel.
But you've been crying wolf on Iran for years now, saying that they are months away from having a nuclear weapon and that they represent a threat. Their point is that it is you who have the capacity to threaten your neighbours. What is it that you have now against progress that your closest allies, the Americans, clearly want?
Well, I would remind you, it's not just Israel, it's our Arab neighbours as well. And I'd tell the British audience that if Israelis and Arabs, who don't always agree on everything, agree on this very strongly, maybe you should be taking notice, because both us and our Arab neighbours see this is a problem. We see the Iranian nuclear program, we see the Iranians making cosmetic, not real concessions at all, and getting the sanctions lifted. That's what they want. They want the sanctions lifted, and this isn't going to help peace.
OK, just on trust,
because
you'll admit tonight that you've got nuclear weapons, won't you?
I did not, sir.
No, I'm asking you if you will. Have you got nuclear weapons or not? Yes, are you nodding?
Israel's long-standing position... I'll answer the question if you allow me, sir. Israel's long-standing position is not to be the first country in the region to introduce nuclear weapons, and we stand by that. In fact, if you want to look at the issue of proliferation seriously in the Middle East, you'll notice that there's a whole series of countries who signed the NPT and cheated. Gaddafi's Libya, Assad's Syria, Saddam Hussein's Iraq, and now Iran. So I think before you can seriously talk about expanding NPT membership in the Middle East, one should ask, first of all, maybe those countries who are already members of the NPT should
Have you got them or not?
Agreement.
It's just a yes or a no. Have you got them or not?
I answered the question.
You didn't. It's a yes or a no.
You want a headline, do you, sir? No, I said our policy has not changed. Israel will not be the first country to introduce nuclear weapons in the region, and that's our policy.
OK, Mark Regev.
Now, I think you are wrong in making... Oh.
Sorry, go on. Finish your sentence.
I think you're wrong in making a comparison between us and Iran. Israel has never called for another country to be wiped off the map the way Iran says that my country should be eliminated. They've called my country a cancer that must be removed. If you're Israeli, wouldn't you take that threat seriously?
Mark Regev, thank you very much.